welcome to another episode of Mama's Basement. This is season 12.
Season 12, week 12.
Week 12. Thank you, Ryan. This is definitely not our 12th episode because we have stopped doing this for a long time.
Yeah, we did.
All right, so we're going to talk about the week's picks.
Week
All right.
12.
Let's start off here. We got
Tomorrow night.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
What do you think on this one?
I'm calling the upset.
You're calling the upset.
I am calling the upset. I did mention it in the last episode. I really do think that this could happen. I'm kind of hoping it happens for the sake of my betting this year that I do have the Ravens winning the division. So I'm going with Cleveland.
Over under 1 touchdown for Pittsburgh this week.
That's a tough. How about over a touchdown for either team?
True.
This is the field goal game. 12-15 Cleveland.
You have Cleveland win?
Yeah.
Who scores the first touchdown?
Nobody.
You going no touchdown.
I'd rather bet on no touchdown than a touchdown. So,
well, for my fantasy purpose, I hope Cedric Tillman gets a touchdown. So that's who I'm going with.
It'd probably be Njoku. He's due for a touchdown.
He is.
But I don't think I wouldn't bet on a touchdown score of this game.
I'm not going with the upset. I have no faith in Cleveland. I'm going with Pittsburgh.
All right, let's go to Minnesota, Chicago. At Chicago. At Soldier Field, tickets are as low as $119.
And maybe there'll be another block field goal to end the game.
Oh, man, that's depressing. There's a lot of block field goals this year, which is really weird.
Yeah,
and a lot of missed field goals.
And into games, too.
Yeah. All right, so we got Minnesota. It's hands down Minnesota, I would assume, right?
It has to be Minnesota.
But here's the thing. It's another division game.
Chicago's been on the ropes. They went, 12, 13 quarters without scoring a touchdown?
It is in Chicago, and, does Sam Darnold really play in bad weather? It's not going to be nice weather.
It's going to be cold this weekend.
Cold and rainy.
Yep.
So, I don't know about Sam Darnold being able to play on that.
I don't think he's going to have to. I think all they got to do is just give the ball to Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones hasn't been doing much lately. He hasn't, fantasy-wise, he hasn't been scoring like he usually does.
Chicago has a decent defense.
They have a really good run defense. They don't have a really good passing defense. I like their linebackers and their defensive line.
So do you think Chicago wins?
No, I'm still going to – if I have to bet money, I'm going to bet Minnesota.
Yeah,
but again, I'm not going to be shocked if Chicago pulls up an upset.
I think Minnesota wins too. But I'm not – who do you have as your first touchdown getter?
Let's go with – ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with Addison.
Addison, just because he's on your team, right?
Yeah, he's on my bench, though. I should have started him last week, but I didn't.
Just for Cody, I'm going to go with little Jet, Justin Jefferson.
Okay. I was like, what? Jet? I'm not good with the nicknames in the NFL, which is weird. I should be, but I'm not.
Get a skull for Cody.
Are you going to pick your team this week, Ryan? Detroit and Indy?
I hate going against my Colts, but I'm going Detroit.
I followed the fan page on Facebook for the Indianapolis Colts just to see what people have to say.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, some of those fans really think the Colts are going to win.
There's some dedicated fans for Indianapolis, but there's also some bipolar fans who will turn on them at a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. I don't know. I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to be able to beat Detroit.
Detroit's defense is going to shut down Jonathan Taylor because that's what they do. They shut down running backs.
You're right.
So they're going to have to depend on AR throwing the ball, which we have seen this year is not the best outcome for the Colts.
The crazy thing is, look at the ticket prices, $203, and your Colts aren't in any position to make the playoffs right now.
Well, they're one game out of the last wild card.
They're about to be 2 games out after this week. Let's be honest.
Well, I'm just worried about the Colts stopping Montgomery and Gibbs because they struggle against running backs. Breece Hall had 2 touchdowns against them last week.
But then you got the wide receiving core. Like, it don't matter. Detroit's all-around offense is just solid, and the Colts' defense is just all-around iffy.
I think Detroit wins by at least 10. I give them a 10-point spread.
I like that. Who's your touchdown scorer? Montgomery. I'll do Gibbs just because you picked Montgomery.
Well, one of them is going to get it.
And see, okay, so if the Colts don't win, then they have to play against Miami, too, for the division title for 7th place because I believe Miami would jump them.
But they still have the tiebreaker over Miami.
Okay.
Because they beat Miami.
Okay. So we got New England at Miami. This is another division game.
This is not exciting to me.
It's in Miami, so I'm going to go with New England.
I still can't choose New England. I'm going to Miami.
Okay. First touchdown scorer.
It's a good question. I'm gonna go with Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
You.
I don't know if he's playing though. I have
If
Tyreek Hill.
if he's not playing, I'll go with Tyreek Hill too.
Yeah. Miami's going to score first.
Yes,
Sorry,
Miami's going to score
happen.
first and often probably.
All right, Tampa at New York.
$58 for a ticket there. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
58.
no, yeah,
that's crazy.
And then you got the Colts in Detroit, the biggest blowout game of the year in 203.
And then this game's 42.
I mean, but you got DeVito coming into New York. I'm pretty sure they're going to sell
The
out
Italian mobster.
there. Yeah. Do you think they have a chance against Tampa Bay?
No.
I mean, with all the injuries of Tampa Bay, I wouldn't put it past New York sneaking in here.
I'm pretty sure Mike Evans is going to be back this week.
I thought he was out for.
He was supposed to be. He's supposed to be back after the bye week. They had their bye week last week. I mean,
Okay.
he's questionable, but he's either going to be back this week or next week.
Okay, maybe he sits one out because this team's not that good. But
I
who
mean,
knows?
for fantasy purposes, I hope Neighbors tears it up. But
oh yeah, you have Neighbors, so I'm gonna switch my team to Tampa.
I was picking Tampa anyways. But,
But I'm gonna have Baker Mayfield running one in.
oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Cade Otton.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick.
If Mike Evans is out again, Cade Otton is going to be huge in their offense.
Yeah, the next game I think is actually the best game at 1:00. Dallas at Washington.
Washington is going to blow them out.
See, you would think so, and I guess Dak Prescott's out.
They got
Okay,
They got Cooper Rush. They won't even play Trey Lance.
they won't play. You're right.
I got Washington win this game. I have Jaden Daniels with a rushing touchdown.
That's not bad. I'm gonna go with. You know what? Since he's on my fantasy. Gosh, I forgot his name already.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, Dowdle. Because I tried to trade him to you.
Yeah,
He's going to have the best game of his life because you didn't take him.
and I don't want any part of Dallas Cowboys offense. So
Kansas City, Carolina. I don't think this is going to be a discussion.
Kansas City's going to win easily.
I'm picking Carolina just because I want Carolina to win.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. You want the Bills to get the 1 seed.
I need him to get the 1 seed. That'd be great.
Who's getting the first touchdown?
If Thielen's back, Thielen.
I was thinking Kansas City's going to win, but I think Hubbard's going to get the first touchdown.
Okay. Carolina comes out firing, and Kansas City's like, not again, and then they turn on their jets and kill them.
Right, exactly.
All right, Tennessee, Houston.
These games are always it's AFC South. Tennessee and Houston always play tough. Like even when Tennessee's good or Houston's good and the other one's bad, the bad team always seems to shut down the good team for some reason.
Yeah, you got the disastrous Tennessee offense.
C.J. Stroud is struggling this year.
Well, he's also has a lot. He's playing with a lot of injuries. His help is not what it used to
And
be.
they got Nico Collins back. Joe Mixon's tearing it up.
Mm-hmm.
But
Joe Mixon's really was the best thing.
I think
he did in the
Tennessee
offseason.
surprises people and keeps it close. I don't think they win, but I think they keep it closer than people think.
Okay, so you're picking Houston.
I'm picking Houston, but only by 3.
Who's your first touchdown?
Nico Collins.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Mixon.
Only because he's on my fantasy team.
Okay, Nico Collins is gonna get hurt.
He's been hurt. Shut up.
All right, let's the 4:00 games. Here we go. Denver and Vegas.
This is
You
not
would
even.
think this is a blowout, but really it's not because again it's another division game.
Who's starting quarterback for Vegas right now? They've went through like 3 different
Minshew,
quarterbacks.
I believe, is the starter.
Are they putting Riddler in or no?
I don't know. I thought Minshew was the starter.
Okay, with Minshew starting, I still like Denver.
I think Brock Bowers is gonna have a good game here.
Yeah, but Denver's still gonna win.
But Brock Bowers is my first touchdown scorer.
I'm gonna do defensive touchdown for Denver.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the Las Vegas Raiders to win this game.
Are you really?
The only reason I'm doing that, Ryan, is because I really like this race for 7th to be close. Dolphins, Colts, and Broncos.
Trust me, I want the Raiders to win this game to help the Colts out, but it's not gonna happen.
This is, I think, the best game. I guess the 425 games are the best games right now. 49ers and Green Bay
I like that Sunday night game too.
coming up. Yeah,
But
49ers, Green Bay. I mean, that's gonna be a tough pick.
That's going to be a really tough pick. Well, Aaron Rodgers isn't playing for Green Bay no more, so San Francisco doesn't own Aaron Rodgers.
I think San Francisco always has Green Bay's number, but San Francisco's also hurt.
San Francisco's hurt. Green Bay has been hurt. Jordan Love's been dealing with injuries all season.
Yep. Who do you got?
I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to go Green Bay.
Home field advantage I think is going to play a big part in this game. Who's your first touchdown scorer? I'm
going to go with Jaden Reed.
See, You debated on your first touchdown score.
I did.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be another field goal game.
You think so?
Yeah, offense and both teams are beat up, banged
I didn't
up.
know if to go with Jaden Reed or Christian Watson.
Yep. I mean, I think if there's going to be a touchdown, it is going to be Green Bay. I don't think San Francisco is going to score a touchdown.
I think McCaffrey might get in.
I think this game's going to end 9-6.
Hopefully Debo gets in because he's irritating me in fantasy, but we're not here to talk about fantasy.
I'm just saying that the banged up offenses, the defenses are playing very well. I could see if the first touchdown score could obviously be a defense.
Well, isn't Nick Bosa hurt too?
He might be coming back though. I thought.
I don't know. We'd have to look more into that.
Yeah.
But
I do. So my first touchdown score, if it is a defensive touchdown.
yeah, I can see it.
All right, Arizona, Seattle. This is a very important game.
I like Arizona.
I know you like Arizona, but can they go to Seattle and win
We'll find out, but I think they can.
in the cold, rainy of Seattle? I don't think Kyle Murray knows how to play in weather.
I think Kyler will be all right. Like they're going to hand the ball off to James Conner. James Conner is probably going to have 15 to 20 carries this game. I think
He's going to have way more than that if they're going to win.
I think Kyler's going to have between 20 and 25 pass attempts, and then they're going to run the ball. They're going to do all this other stuff.
Yep, Seattle just beat the 49ers, I believe. Is that correct?
Correct.
So I'm going to ride with Seattle on this one.
I'm going with Arizona.
Okay, who's your first touchdown scorer?
Connor.
James Conner?
Yep.
You know what? Is Metcalf is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
Metcalf. He hasn't been
He missed last week. He should be back this week.
in the media in a while. All right, the night game. I think I'm going to actually watch this game too.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game.
Yep, Philadelphia and Los Angeles.
Who do I want to win and who I think is going to win are two different outcomes.
I think it's the same for me. I want the Rams to win, and I think the Rams are going to win.
I want the Rams to win, but I think Philly's going to win.
See, Philly's defense, I don't think, can match up very well against the Rams.
Philly's been playing good.
Yeah, but Philly's been playing good because they haven't played like tough teams, though.
Saquon's been tearing it up, man.
That's true. But the Rams have a really good defensive line.
And then they got A.J. Brown healthy. They got Devonta Smith healthy. They're getting Dallas Goedert back. Their offense is starting to get healthy.
But I really, truly believe that the Rams' defense matches up better with the Philadelphia offense.
If the
than
Rams
than
had
the
Aaron
offense.
Donald in this game, I'd be more scared. But Aaron Donald's retired. So.
Aaron Donald didn't do much towards the end of his career anyway. Like, he was great during the Super Bowl time, but, man, they relied on him way too much that he's just like, dude, I'm done.
I mean, you could say the same thing about the Rams. The Rams receivers are getting healthy. They got their running back.
You know, when you have a guy like Aaron Donald, you want to have a better defensive line because now they just double-teamed Aaron Donald.
Right.
I mean, double team's hard to get by when you got big road blockers stopping you. And the only reason Aaron Donald wasn't as good at his last year is because they didn't have anybody else to double team.
So
I mean, if you're going to have Aaron Donald be successful, then you had to have somebody else to double team. Where
that rookie they drafted, Verse, he's been getting a lot of pass rushing on defensive line. He's been doing good. I mean, their defensive tackles ain't what they used to be since Donald left, but their pass rush I think has gotten better.
well, and that's why I think that the offense of the Philadelphia and the defense of the Rams match up, and that's why I don't think the Rams offense matches up with the Philly defense because the Philly defense is reckless, and I think the Rams offense is well put together. With your veteran quarterback at Stafford, Puka's back, Kupp's back. I mean, you got anybody on that team that can catch the ball and run the ball.
Yeah,
And Philly's, you got players that need to step up that aren't stepping up and won't step up, especially in LA. So I'm taking the Rams.
taking the Rams. I mean, I think Hurts at this point in his career, I like Hurts better than I do Stafford.
And I think the coaching staff in Philly's trifling right now. Puka's my first touchdown scorer. Who do you got scoring first?
There's so many options though. You got Puka, you got Kupp, you got Kyron, you've got Saquon, you got. I mean, there's all. I'm gonna go out on a limb. It's gonna be Dallas Goedert, tight end.
Okay, that's not a bad pick. I almost picked him up on the waiver wire. All right, Baltimore, LA. I like this game too. This is high stakes game for both teams. Both teams can't afford a loss right now.
No, they cannot. Pittsburgh beat Baltimore last week. Baltimore needed that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Chargers are chasing the Chiefs.
Yep, and if the Chargers lose, they're not going to win the division.
I don't think they're going to win a division if they win.
I don't think they're going to win the division, but they have a chance still. If they beat Baltimore, they can win the division. If Baltimore loses, they won't win the division. That's kind of how I see it. Both teams, if they want to have a chance to win the division, have to win. It's more crucial for Baltimore, but also, you're also going to be fighting for fifth place.
I don't think Baltimore can win on the road in the playoffs.
And that's sad, true. But we'll see with Derrick Henry addition. It might be a little different. But this could be the game that decides the fifth seed of the AFC playoffs.
This game could potentially knock the Chargers out of the playoffs
I
if
mean,
they lose this game and then.
There's a lot riding for both teams.
Yes.
But again, Los Angeles wins. Baltimore still is probably going to make the playoffs. I think Los Angeles is going to make the playoffs anyway. But that with a loss, it does give them a chance to not make it. But if Los Angeles wins, they could be the fifth seed. Baltimore could be the sixth seed, and you're playing to who's going to play the Bills.
Right. And you, as a Bills fan, you'd probably want to see the Chargers instead of the Ravens.
I mean, I'd like to have sweet revenge on the Ravens because we have beaten them in the playoffs. But
they smoked you guys in the regular season.
Yeah, I'd rather Baltimore play Kansas City.
But as it comes to this game, Harbaugh, I mean, he could be in line for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, the team they are up and coming, and Los
Because-
Angeles is doing pretty well. So I'm going to pick the Chargers here.
You're gonna pick even with Lamar and Derek and company. You think the
Yep.
Chargers are gonna get them?
Yep. It's going to be like a 50-point game though. Like
Like,
they're
when it-
going to score high.
When
high
it comes to
points.
close games like this, I usually tend to pick the team with the better quarterback, and the team with the better quarterback, in my opinion, is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, but too bad the receivers don't help him at all.
But
So,
I
all right,
mean,
who's your
I
first
like-
touchdown scorer?
I like
though?
Baltimore in this game. I want to say Derrick Henry, but he's got the first touchdown like the last 4 games.
You can't go wrong with that monster, dude. He's a brick house. It
Um,
depends on the coin toss too.
Yeah, it does really depend on the coin toss, but
Look, over under 50. I called that line. I didn't even notice that.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go Derrick Henry.
I mean, I'm not going to bet against you, so I'm going to also put Derrick Henry there.
But if they don't get the ball first, it's San Diego. Oh my God, the Los Angeles is gonna score first.
Yep. So, all right, let's look at the bye teams here. Atlanta, Buffalo, Cincinnati, New Orleans, New York, and Jacksonville. Who really needed to bye this week?
I think Atlanta did.
I was thinking the Bengals. The Bengals they were struggling. They need to regroup. This is a perfect time for the Cincinnati Bengals if they want to make a run for the playoffs.
I was thinking Atlanta for the same reason. They need to regroup. They need to get focused for the playoffs because they're probably going to win that division.
Yep.
Jacksonville and New York, and even New Orleans, I don't really think it matters because I don't think they're making the playoffs. So
Yeah, I don't. Well, the New Orleans is in the crap division. They have a chance still.
I think the Jets are going to have a new quarterback next season.
Well, yeah, Aaron Rodgers better retire. Nobody's going to want to pay him. Well, the thing about the Bills on the bye week though, they went to the bye week hot. Let's see if they come back out hot.
Yeah, you being a Bills fan, you'd rather go into the playoffs hot, not to their bye week hot.
Yep, 100%. Now we're gonna have to regain that intensity. But hopefully that intensity just carries through. I mean, we did just beat the Chiefs, which nobody has done yet. I think we became America's team because we beat the Chiefs, which is great.
Everybody hates the Chiefs. I don't hate the Chiefs.
No, it's like the Patriots. When they were always good, you just don't want to see them in the championship all the time. Like, who cares if they win in the regular season? But man, somebody's got to beat them in the playoffs. Like,
until somebody knocks them off in the playoffs, they're the team to beat. Like, I don't care what the records are. Until somebody knocks them off consistently.
I mean, think
They're a
about
team to
this:
beat.
the Bills beat them all the time in the regular season. They're 4-1 against the Chiefs in the regular season.
And
now.
then they're 0-3 or
0-3.
0-4 against them in the playoffs.
Yep,
So
0-3. Well, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, like if you're a Bills fan, you want the Chiefs to lose before they get to you.
Yep.
I think that's their only path to the Super Bowl, is if they don't play Kansas City.
Well, what if they play Kansas City at home?
Even then, I don't know.
I still don't want it to come down to Kansas City Buffalo AFC Championship, even though, to be honest with you, it's probably going to be the greatest game. It's going to be the Super Bowl again.
Kansas City won the AFC Championship on the road last year, so
Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about how good of a game it would be, though. Like,
yeah, I agree.
mean, Bills Chiefs are always everybody's going to tune in. It's kind of like what the Patriots and Colts used to be. Everybody's going to tune in.
But it's going to be a little bit different this year because they're not like high flying offenses. There's no, the Tyreek Hills, the Stephon Diggs, and are gone, and it's more drive oriented, defensive oriented. Josh Allen throwing dink and dimes, throwing a couple long balls.
Yeah, it is going to come down to who has the ball last again, though. It doesn't matter if it's going to be 43-42. It's going
I don't think the Chiefs are going to go down and score in 15 seconds like they did that one time.
There's no way with their team. And honestly, I think Travis Kelce is so distracted right now. He brought politics into football, into his life, in with Taylor Swift. Like, the last thing on his mind right now is football, it seems like.
Well, I don't think that helps that he's, 36 years old at the end of his career, 35 years old, something like that.
I mean, you could say he's at the end of his career, but he's still at the prime right now. His career's at his prime.
He's playing great football, but, I mean, he's just like...
This year he's not, though.
Like, last year he played okay football. He started off slow. This year he's playing better, a little bit better, like, after Rice got hurt, he started playing better. I think if Rice was still healthy and active, I think his role would go down a little bit.
He did nothing against the Bills.
Well, I mean, the Bills had a game plan for him. The Bills always had a game plan for Travis Kelce.
I mean, that's who we have to stop, and that's the key. Honestly, that could probably be the key to beating the Chiefs, because you had to have the other tight end step up, which the other tight end did step up with 2 touchdowns.
Right. And then the Chiefs, by playoff time, they'll have Pacheco back. So that's somebody else the Bills would have to worry about.
Well, the Bills didn't have Matt Milano, and he'll be back.
Yeah.
They didn't have Coleman. He'll be back. And they didn't have – there was another key player that was out.
Kincaid.
So, I mean, you still got a lot of the field, the middle of the field where these linebackers aren't going to be
Amari
able to
Cooper is
handle.
wearing a cast, wasn't he?
He'll be fine. I think it's just to protect right now, just to kind of baby the injury. I mean, he's had ankle and knee problems, so we'll see. But anything else you want to add about Week 12?
Not really. I mean, I'm looking forward to this week, and then I'll really be shocked if the Colts beat the Lions.
Yeah.
I hope it happens, but I'm not holding my breath for that.
All right, that wraps up the episode of Mom's Basement, Week 12. Thanks for listening. Like, share, and comment if you like.